Day 2 at Super Bowl LX.
Let's go.
That's what we're calling it.
2. You better be better
big
today.
Show. Each day's better than the next. Good, better, best. That's how we finish.
Are we
So
at
you're in
better
the better.
yet? Or are we
Adam
feeling
ranks
good?
here. We're in the.
Nice.
We got it. We're in the better.
We're in the better.
We're in the better. We're gonna have a great
better
show today.
part of it.
Yeah, we don't
we got
feel
Mike
good.
Florio. We got Chris Sims. We got surprises along the way, and we got to pay off the video you may or may not have seen of Greg Braggs in San Francisco sawing wood.
Sawing
That
wood.
happened. CHGO Bears starts right now. It's media night.
All the players talk to the media, and it's a circus.
And now you're here. So
Excited, very excited. We've already got some big guests on tap.
Three, 6, 5, whatever the moment.
It's never ordinary with Bet365 or Mark Carman.
Use the code CHGO365 at sign up and download the app and get yourself in there with $200 in bonus bets. I have breaking news to start the show today that Stephen Nicholas, our fine producer, doesn't know about. Yesterday I outed him for his snoring. Today I heard that his mom watches the show, so
She watches every day. That's not breaking news.
I didn't know that, but what I'd like to say is, my suite mates in the lower bunker, Greg and Steven. Greg made his bed today. Steven did not. And I would like his mother to know that. Greg,
it
you
up,
made your bed.
Steven.
I make it every day.
Rank,
Yes.
do you make your bed when you come here?
In the hotel?
Yeah.
No. Well, no, I did because I had to do a hit this morning from my hotel room.
So there you go.
6 in the morning. Somebody called me up. This is a good time.
By the way,
11
Adam
Pacific.
Rank from
Adam
Great
Rank.
intro.
Adam-
Great intro, Carmen. You did a great job.
Adam
Introducing
Rank from
our
the
guest.
Sim Podcast.
That
And
guy,
about Network,
he
and
doesn't-
of course, CHGO Bears After Dark joins.
He doesn't need an intro.
That's true.
You're
Wait,
part
who
of
is
the
that
team.
guy? Who is that guy? Maybe. Who knows? There's every once in a while. It's one of the things I love about this event is every once in a while, if you're feeling down about yourself, I'm gonna go walk around and be famous. I'm gonna go walk around and be, Rank, what's up? Some guy though last night was like, hey, I did so well in fantasy, fading all of your picks. He's like, nobody on your show ever talked about. We never talked about Kyle Monangai. And I'm like, I went and grabbed the Gatorade, took a sip, and then spit took it. And I'm like, I never talked about Kyle Monangai? I was teaching everybody at the NFL Network how to say his name because I was talking about him in August because, you need to have him on your roster. So I got a lot of that. But also the ego stroking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, it's a good idea. I mean, it's one of those things when we go to Bears games or we're at the tailgate, you have all the fans. They make you feel great about yourself. And if you want to feel terrible about yourself, you go on Twitter. You
That's where I
Bears
go.
Twitter, and then
This is where, in human society, it's better to actually be around humans and speak to them face to face.
Connection is very, very
that's what we're
important.
doing here. We're connecting.
And
Yeah.
the best we can through the YouTube and this channel that we have here. How about this set we got? We were not on this set yesterday.
I don't like
What do you
it
got?
Oh,
because
come on.
I'm feeling
Allie, I love it.
vulnerable. I like to have a
I love
table.
it.
It's nothing against the set.
free to fire
is
him.
Beautiful. It just doesn't work for my big body, and I like a table blocking half of it.
I can't.
Don't look at it.
Don't look
Don't
at
make
it.
ey contact with
Don't look down. Did you see how he looked down?
I'm looking
You
up.
called yourself
Keep
out.
your eyes up.
Yeah.
Eyes on the road.
Hey, listen, you look great. You are great. You're fantastic. You're doing great work. I can't wait for you to get up in the middle of the show at some point when somebody walks by.
I gotta get
Where the
somebody.
hell is
I'm
the
not
arguable
doing
goat?
great.
Which, by
So
the way,
Well, I'd just like to bring up that I saw 2 interviews with Velus Jones last night at opening night. They could not have been more different. And 2 of the people on this set were the ones that did the interviews. We had Adam Rank
do we have that video?
challenge him on the the tweet, and we had Carm applaud him for all his efforts.
No, see,
and his amazing career that he's
Well,
had.
he was a big Bayless proponent.
I still talk to him. Like we're not like best friends, but like I still, see him on social media.
See, this is the problem with Hoge, and he's just trying to cause
Just
division.
stabbed you right in the back to start the show.
He's like a sly you. He's like he's got like
more calculated.
He's a more calculated you. Let me
He's
tell
like you, but smart.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We all predicted what your interview with Bayless would be, and then you did it.
Yes. Because unlike you, and I don't want to put you in this rank, and definitely you, I respect people, athletes that get to the NFL level, and that trumps all for me. And okay, if I was him, as I said yesterday on the show, and the Bears cut me, I wouldn't be rooting for the Bears. I don't think that's such a terrible thing that he doesn't want the Bears to win after you got cut by the Bears. If you get fired from your employer, do you go? If you got fired from Osco, do you go buy your drugs at Osco? No, you don't.
Okay, but if I was removed from this, I don't want to breathe this into life.
Yeah.
But when I got fired from Rite Aid or Thrifty Drug or whatever it was, like I might be upset at the corporation, but I'm not going to sit here and make fun of the people who still work there. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, right. It's not a great choice, but I'm also not going to go up to him and be like, "You jerk! I can't believe you did that." He did take the low road, but I'm not going to like run him over on his low road. Like he was in his feelings for a moment. Who knows what was going on that day?
He said you took it how you took it.
Yeah.
It was abstract.
Wow.
He could have been talking about anything. He could have been watching Frozen.
We'll play the Bayless interview at some point here because
Which one?
Both. Why don't we
use mine?
Can we steal yours?
I give you permission to use mine.
Okay. Yeah, I liked his better.
Just credit the Sick Podcast.
Just kidding. We did talk to him, and he was like, basically like, look, everybody out there is trolling. Can't I troll a little bit too? And I was like, I kind of respect that answer. That's fine.
You were huggy.
We're just having fun with it.
Hoge was huggy with Bayless. You gave him.
First of all, we all like Bayless here.
Yes.
There's no one here has an issue with Bayless. It's Twitter. It's fun. He chose the lowest moment of the season when it ended.
But isn't that the best? That's the best time. That's the best time to do it.
The wings are getting passed out.
And Greg is not even here right now.
All right.
His wings are being.
see?
Well, it's not fair. We go live at 11. The bounty people are here every year. They give out the
wings
wings,
are out now.
and everybody's walking around with that guy's got wings. You, give me your wings. I want your wings.
There's Snickers ice cream bars too.
Oh, Sirius gets. They get wings. We don't.
Rank, we got you for like 6 more minutes. Let's get a couple NFL thoughts out here. How worried are you about the Bears coaching staff / general manager situation?
Not at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, this is one of the things that you see with great organizations. Like, remember how far the 49ers fell when Sam White joined the Bengals? Nope, it didn't matter.
Right.
As long as the main guy is there, like, that is the biggest thing. It's got to be the main guy. Listen, coming into this season, we all were wringing our hands like, oh, we didn't get Tanner Engstrom to come join us. Like, oh, the one who got away. And then he's been fired by the New York Jets already. It doesn't matter if it's not Ben Johnson. And who's calling the plays? Like, listen, if you're Baltimore, and Greg and I were talking about this earlier on the Sick Podcast with Adam Rank, listen, I understand these organizations trying to take a risk. You're trying to capture lightning in a bottle. We already have it. We don't need to be chasing that. We have the supplier. We don't need one of these offshoots.
And you're in LA, like you look at the Rams, and Sean McVay just sent off his 4th coach to be a head coach somewhere else. Like, and they haven't really. Like, they've maybe had some small dips here and there, but really, like, it's Sean McVay's show. And it's just, and Ben Johnson's gonna, if the Bears are gonna win, he's gonna have his own tree start to go through the NFL, and then you bring the next guy in. And I'm with you. I'm just really not stressing out about it.
Like, it's like I really like Declan. Like, he's a nice person, but it's like, yeah, okay, go get a job. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I mean, like you see Matt Nagy. John Harbaugh has got a pull from Matt Nagy to be his OC. That's who he's depending on, not only to call plays for Jackson Dart, but still develop him, right?
Yeah.
And so it just goes to show you the slim pickings that it is to kind of pick through who's going to be, a part of your offensive coaching staff. Everybody's looking for the next Ben Johnson. Baltimore's trying to bank on that. maybe ahead of schedule with Declan Doyle, but
Yeah.
there just isn't many options. And for me, I honestly was a little surprised. I anticipated the hire from Boston College, the offensive coordinator, Will Lawing, and maybe he's been around a little longer, because if you're looking at the type of OCs Ben's looking for so far, whether it's Declan Doyle or they're looking at the guy in Arizona, they got declined by another one where they're younger types, right? As opposed to maybe somebody that's kind of been through it a little
He doesn't
longer.
need to bring in a veteran like he brought in Dennis Allen to run the defense. You don't need that. At this point, you just want the young protege that you
Who's
hope will stick
hungry.
around. Yeah.
There we go, Emma. That is what I'm talking about.
All right,
This
here
is what
come
we're
the
doing
wings.
here. Because yesterday, we go live. Bounty gives out wings every year. They're the MVP of Radio Row. What?
It's a brilliant
see,
marketing
so here's
strategy,
the thing.
really
It is. It's
Bounty-
a brilliant
Bounty-
It's the
marketing
best one I've
strategy.
seen in all
Bounty
Super
has a
Bowls.
lot of primetime guests, and like it would be in theory, you would eat the Bounty wings when we get the Bounty guests.
We will do that. But I also just want wings because I like to eat.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not going to eat right now.
Oh,
but
please.
Because
I am.
yesterday,
They go pretty
you're
quick.
eating my wing now.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Well, you got to get in there, dude.
I mean, it's crap because yesterday they ran out by the time we were done with our show.
Yeah.
It's pretty good,
Not
Hope.
fair.
That's,
Sounds like a lot of crying to me. I don't know. I ate at a great Greek restaurant right across the street.
Yeah.
and it was open late too. Like that was one of the things. Walking home, everybody was like, "There's no place." I'm like, "There's plenty of places open. You might have to walk into the Tenderloin, but whatever, you'll be fine."
Adam, what do you think about, I mean, you've been coming to Radio Row here at the Super Bowl, covering the Super Bowl since you said like 2003.
Yeah,
Right?
I think San Diego is my first one.
San
If I remember
Diego's
this
your first
correctly.
one.
That stadium
I like
doesn't
to
even
believe-
exist anymore.
No, it's gone.
So,
now.
like, obviously, this is my third year. And so, the one thing, it was like stressing out coming here and like trying to get settled into
Yeah,
what we're
but
doing.
I need one of them.
That's the actual bounty.
That's actually the
They're
bounty.
not bounty wings.
The wings,
They're bounty
the wings
paper
are just the
towels.
added
Such a
bonus.
good paper towel.
So my question is, like trying to find the angles, right? Like the last few off seasons, this is the fourth year of CHGO Bears and going on year 5 next year. And every off season it was Justin versus Caleb, or even before that, is Justin the guy? Number 1 picks, 2 top 10 picks. Last year, who's going to be the coach for the Bears? Now the Bears have one of the more, I don't want to say uninteresting, because that's not the right word. There's work to be done. There's a Super Bowl to be had, but it does feel like the gravitational pull that is the Chicago Bears. Normally, it's like the talk of Radio Row,
Right.
And today, it doesn't feel like that as
Now
much.
people are like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
You don't need to be here anymore. Because like, what is the first question? Hey, are we going to miss Declan Doyle? It's quite a departure of like who is going to be the franchise quarterback. Doesn't have the same, like, no disrespect to Declan Doyle, but it doesn't have the same panache as trying to figure out who your franchise quarterback is going to be.
What did Declan Doyle do? Can you break down what Declan did behind the scenes?
Listen, I'm not in the inner workings of that organization every day. Perhaps he's an idea guy. Perhaps he's a researcher. I don't know. I don't know what it is, because I do know from when Ben Johnson was hired, and what I heard from a lot of the NFL insiders who don't return your guys' calls, no disrespect.
Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport.
It wasn't Ian. It was actually it was Jeezy. It was Mike Garafolo. He goes, Ben Johnson's like this guy that just kind of locks himself in a room and just does this mad scientist stuff that he does. I don't know how much collaboration goes in there. I really don't, and we'll probably never get a straight answer because he's always going to be like, of course, we work together. But is it ultimately him? Like, I'm curious about that.
See, I was looking at that role, and having been in the building a lot this year, as I feel like that's the role of like the guy he'll let in the room sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's also giving him a lot of homework, like do this. And I feel like it's less about the on-field coaching. Not that that's not happening, but more in the game planning side of things and like taking ideas. But yes, at the end of the day, I think he's got kind of a small circle where he's probably taking that input from. And then it's ultimately up to Ben to put it all together on game day. And everybody just kind of follows his lead, as they should.
Yeah, it's like being a comedy writer where a lot of people just trust themselves, but you have a small group of people like, I trust your judgment on this. How do you think of the wording on this? And I think there's a lot of that. Like, I think that's probably what Ben Johnson does, where he does it all. And then, hey, Declan, I'm thinking about running this play. in this situation, or if he's doing analytical stuff or things of that nature. So I think there's something to be done in that sense. But again, unless we're actually Ben Johnson, I don't think we'll ever 100% truly know.
All right, Greg Braggs is headed off to get our next guest, which hopefully will be Mike Florio or whoever else.
Did he take his wings with him?
He did. He's going to try
He's
to.
going to go up to Mike Florio and be like, come on the show.
I thought he was going to give you the full smooch to Ruski there. So that's exciting. So Greggy's off. We think he'll come back in 2 minutes with Florio, so we probably should take a quick time out. But Rank, let me just ask you this, because I brought up Declan. You know, a lot of people they don't speak as well of me as I would like them to. Right. And so I'd like to get to a point where I reach Declan Doyle status, where nobody knows what I do, but yet everyone is saying how great I am.
They want to hire you even though they don't know what you do?
Like I build the brand that the name is so strong that I can get any gig without anybody really knowing what I do. So I don't know if you can help me with that.
I will start spreading the word.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh yeah, I go, Mark.
Just say he's incredible.
One of my confidants.
Yeah.
Well, you have the first part down.
The do nothing part?
Where no one knows what you do.
Right, that part.
What do you think it is? Yeah, once the two Bobs show up, that's when you're like, hey, what do you think it is you do here, sir?
Yeah. No, I'm just very jealous of Declan. Guy's the most well thought of dude. No one knows what he does.
But it's like you want to be a part of that brand because, well, there were at one point 10 job openings.
Yeah.
And people were scrambling to find out, and guys like Sean McDermott were not hired. Mike Tomlin did not go back into the coaching cycle. So you were looking at like, well, who are the successful offensive teams? Who can we get a piece of? And you're taking a risk on a lot of that stuff. I mean, like Ben Johnson, when he came in, if I remember it correctly, it was the former Chargers coach, Anthony Lynn, who was calling the plays, yeah? And then
yes, that's right. That's right.
Because Ben Johnson was fired from the Miami Dolphins. Brian Flores fires Ben Johnson, and then Dan Campbell brings him into the staff, and he's got a role that nobody's quite sure what he's doing. Yeah. And then Tony Lynn gets let go, and then all of a sudden, Ben Johnson is calling plays, and you never look back.
Right.
That's what these teams are hoping for.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm not saying that Declan wasn't doing great work. Just nobody exactly knew what he was doing other than Ben.
When Ben Johnson's calling the plays, you don't 100% know who's doing what.
Right.
But that is an important role even on game day. He was the guy up in the booth that was one of the few voices that Ben listened to and was his eyes upstairs.
He's on the headset.
I don't want to minimize that. That's important. It's an important role.
I'm not trying to minimize it either. I still don't know exactly what he did, though.
There's
a lot of.
I listed 5 things that he did this
when
season.
You identify.
What did he say in the headset?
I just saw.
Was he telling him what play to call?
Yes. You talk about what
100%.
Coverages, what the defense is doing. This play will work. This is how they're adjusting.
Yes.
So you're telling me that?
No, it's like
that's interesting.
Okay, you know, it's like being at a poker game, and somebody's sitting there. One of your friends is watching, and you're like, "Hey, every time this guy is bluffing, he's scratching his nose or doing something like that." Declan Doyle is up there trying to identify those trends of the defense. Like, hey, when they go into this look, they're actually showing this. I know they're looking cover one, but they're actually playing something completely different. That's the kind of stuff that he breaks down, which that helps you in your journey. Like eventually you're.
What you guys just described is more that he actually is closer to calling plays. I thought he was like organizing the call sheet before the week is up. And he gives them the list, and everything is well.
It's both. It's the game planning. It's coming up, narrowing it down. But it's during the game. He was the voice upstairs, talking about, hey, if a play didn't work, this was where the breakdown happened. Because you can't see that stuff at the field level the same way that you see it upstairs.
Well, then I think that people are minimizing how big the hire is. If he had that level of impact, I think it's a bigger hire than people are talking about.
You need to deeply
It's
trust.
somebody that he relies on, but it's at the same time, Ben Johnson is still the guy. Like, people might help Bill Burr write comedy bits, but it's still Bill Burr out there delivering it and writing the jokes. That's Ben Johnson.
But he trusts who's ever writing those jokes. You gotta find the next guy that you trust.
All right. Well, we're going to talk with Bo Brock from PHNX about one of the candidates coming up around noon who's making some news. So that'll be a worthy conversation after we broke this down to levels that we haven't broken it down to yet. Thank you, Rank.
Adam, always good to talk to you.
Appreciate it. No, thanks for having me.
It's great. We'll take a quick timeout. We're hoping to talk to Mike Florio next, and we definitely know we're talking to Chris Sims in a little bit. All that's coming up. But first, dear winter, I don't like you. But Toyota can't get enough of you because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand out there right now. From the versatile
RAV4. It's French.
To the
Tacoma.
No, you say svelte here. That's your part.
Svelte.
Do your job.
I love
the svelte
Toyota.
Crown.
Svelte.
Toyota always does their job, though.
So reliable, so good.
The sleek Camry all-wheel drive.
So sleek.
That car's sneaky fast.
My mom's had a Camry for years.
Not sleek.
The Corolla hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. That's what they say. What's up, Prince of Mukamara?
Prince of Mukamara. Let's go.
Prince.
Toyota.
What up?
Toyota, let's go places.
And shout out to our friends Prince Mukamara. No, Four Seasons. What's up, Four Seasons? How you doing? Is your home up for the heating challenge? I bet it's not. You need your friends at Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. They've been serving the Chicagoland community for over 50 years, and you can save up to $4,000 on comfort systems with Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Furnaces start at $39 a month. The Furnace AC combo, that's right, summer's not too far away, $57 and $57 a month. And if you call today, you save $50 more from your trusted local experts. You do that very simply by visiting FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That is FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com. If you haven't done it, schedule your Four Seasons Furnace tune-up.
Get a whole home generator.
Four Seasons Furnace tune-up today. I missed you. Greg's gone, and Florio's
working.
Greg's working. Florio's somewhere. So that means we're going to talk to Chris Sims, who we had yesterday.
His partner in crime.
I'm going to tell you right now, Bears fans, CHGO Bears fans, Caleb fans, you are going to absolutely freaking love this interview. This is some phenomenal stuff from Chris on the QB, on Ben. It's outstanding. So here he is, Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk, alongside Mike Florio with the CHGO Bears Podcast.
We got our guy here, Chris Sims. Always good talking to you here at the Super Bowl.
It's a yearly thing, right? I mean, this is what we do.
You're a machine, honestly. I've been watching you going around. Obviously, it's Monday, so you haven't even done the 400 yet.
Yeah.
But to me, to watch you go to each team, we just cover the Bears, and that's exhausting in and of itself. But for you to be able to do all 32 teams, walk to any table and just spit it out, that to me is impressive.
Well,
stuff.
thanks a lot. I work hard at it. I do. It's one of the reasons a lot of the times I'm glad when the playoffs come, because I'm okay, I can wipe this team off my list. I don't have to watch this film anymore. I'm good. But thanks, man. I try, at least. I try to be somewhat of a GM to all 32 teams.
Well, you used to have to wipe the Bears off the list of the playoffs, but we made it this year, right? It was pretty impressive. It must have been for you as a quarterback, right, to be pretty rewarding to see Caleb Williams ascend the way he did under Ben Johnson.
I mean, rewarding too, for me personally right now in my life as far as media career, because I've been on the Caleb Williams no, he's still the number one pick of the draft. If we had to redraft it, I'd still take Caleb Williams. Of course, I've been on the Ben Johnson train and been all last year. I was if it doesn't work, I'll be shocked. He's as good as offensive play caller, go-to-head coach that I had seen since Shanahan going to the 49ers, where I was it's a slam dunk. I'd be shocked if it doesn't work. But Caleb Williams, how can you not be amazed at what we just saw? Caleb Williams is a superstar. There's only a few people in the sport that can do what Caleb Williams does. And please stop with the stupid completion percentage crap, all right? Because I know we want that, but this is not in 2008 anymore. It's a different league. It's about making plays and changing field position and explosive plays, right? And that, to me, is where he is special, and the other stuff is coming, as we all saw. He's going to just get better and better in the pocket, as I always say, Ben Johnson rewires the robot there.
So let's follow up on that. How high do you think is up next season for Caleb? Like, is it crazy to say this guy should be an MVP candidate next year?
No, it's not crazy at all to say that. Could he lead the NFL in every passing category and be the MVP next year? Yeah, he's got that type of talent. We're talking about a guy that I'm going to just say it, is right up there with the Mahomes and the Josh Allens and Lamar Jacksons of the world of, holy crap, no, you can't do that, Mr. Quarterback. Only a few people can, right? With his playmaking backyard ability, it's special. Now, does he need to become more of a machine in the pocket, right? Are there still throws where I'm sure you guys watch and go, wait, he just made that throw and then he missed the 5-yard out, right? Like, there's a little of that still. But you're seeing that grow, and of course that's going to take a second. When you've been able to play your whole life where you go, I can just make it happen. USC, high school, I can just make it happen. And now you have a coach going, we'll never win the Super Bowl if you just play, we're not going to make it happen. There's an adjustment period that we're seeing him go through, and he's thriving.
Was there any one game, one moment, one whatever this year with Caleb where like, I told you, that's it, I saw it?
Oh, I know. I want to be, this is where I wish I had my computer so I could look at the schedule, because I feel like there was a game where I started to go, uh-oh.
I feel like there was a behind-the-scenes video of you guys watching the Colston Loveland touchdown.
Well,
against the
right
Bengals?
there?
Against the Bengals?
It could have been,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it was around that time. I feel like there was another game I'm missing too, but it was around that time where I started to go, did you guys see that throw? I'd be in the NBC viewing room, right, with Devin McCourty and Jason Garrett, and they'd go, holy cow, right? And then it became like a weekly thing of like, hey, Caleb Williams. And then it was like Devin McCourty going, man, Caleb Williams might be the best playmaking quarterback in football, right? So it just like, it felt like it just continued to go that way. And then of course the fourth quarter magic and all that was incredible. But I know there is a moment, but I can't recall it exactly right now.
Well, you're speaking my language here, because I've been trying to lead this train in Chicago since the old Fields versus Caleb debate, which now in hindsight looks so ridiculous. But just the idea that there really should be no ceiling for this kid, because there's so much talent there. What do you think is the next step for him, though, for him to accomplish all these things you're talking about?
Right. So wait, so there was a debate on whether he might be Justin Fields. Is that what people were debating about?
I think you might have been a part of this, but you were definitely on the Caleb side. But we were talking about this in Vegas a couple years ago.
A couple
at the
of years
Super
in
Bowl.
Vegas, I was going, I remember. Actually, you're right. I was kind of, I think I might just stay the course with Justin Fields. I will tell you, all right, and you can go back and watch the videotape. Once I watched film, I opened up at the combine about 3 weeks later.
I do actually remember this.
And I went, I've changed my mind. Caleb Williams is the pick. I'm sorry, Justin Fields, and things were kind of positive at the end of that year, but like, no. Like that, so, that's where I have to watch my big mouth sometimes. I write checks that I can't cash. But yeah, he is special, and I think where it goes to the next level is two play. One is being a little bit better with his feet and his mechanics in the pocket, so he doesn't miss some of those throws we were just talking about. The other aspect of this is he's at like kindergarten, second grade level in Ben Johnson's offense. So now to be able to get into the offseason and go, wait, we got stuff to build on from last year. And remember how we did things last year? All right, now this year I want to add this to this play, and I want to add this check, and hey, can you audible to this if they play this defense? And that's to me where it's just going to go next level, to where it's going to get looking more like it did in Detroit, right? Where this year was like basic Detroit Lions. Next year I think you can start to see, whoa, reverses, speed sweeps, screens. Oh my gosh, he made an awesome check like Jared Goff did a few years ago and got a touchdown off of that. I think that's where it goes next level this year for Caleb Williams.
Well, you set me up for the exact segue where I want to take this. You talk about the Lions offense, right? Ben Johnson. I'm curious from your perspective, now that we've seen him as a head coach, not just an offensive coordinator, what did you see from him this year in terms of tendencies and how he was able to kind of build a game plan each week and how that evolved as the season went on?
Well, like one off the bat, I'm biased because I think Ben Johnson's the man. I mean, the man. He's a psycho, and all good coaches are psychos. Shanahan's a psycho, McVay's a psycho, right? Vrabel's a psycho, right? Belichick was a psycho, Bill Walsh was a psycho, Bill Parcells is a psycho. You got to be a psycho, period. And I think you guys see that in the press conferences, and I mean psycho in a good way. It's all about football. It's all about pushing buttons to be better at football. So all of that, I think I love that aspect. When I watch Ben Johnson's offense on film, I'm always like, it's as special as it gets. I'm close with Kyle Shanahan. I feel like he's the only one that I look at and go, ooh, this rivals Shanahan, right? The toughness of the football team is because of Ben Johnson. I mean, again, they played psycho and tough physical football because he's psycho in that way. That's the way it works. So that's what I love about Ben Johnson.
So if you go back to your playing days and some coach came in and was like, we're going to do good, better, best. I mean, some of the guys in the room are like looking around like, what is this? And then the Bears, of course, embraced it. How would that have landed with you?
I mean, I think that I would have been like, damn, I saw your results the last few years in Detroit. Whatever you say, coach. I'm down. And then when he does things, I think when he has an ability to be hard on guys, but also show them love, which is a really special trait. Because you got to be able to be hard on guys, but they can't think, oh man, he's always hard on me and just crapping on everything I do. At some point, you got to go like, hey, way to play yesterday. I know you're going to be awesome this week. Like, there's got to be a little of that. Even Bill Belichick did stuff like that. And so I think he has the Midas touch as far as that's concerned, along with being an offensive genius. And yeah, I always say, like, he reminds me of, because he's from North Carolina, right? He's some Southern Kyle Shanahan. He's Southern version Kyle Shanahan. I say that to a lot of friends I have in the league.
I think it's the part that surprised us a little bit was we knew about the offensive guru stuff and that respect. But when he got there and he was kicking guys out of drills and he was being the hardest, and they had the toughest training camp practice that I've seen in 15 years, where they were basically live for an entire practice back in training camp.
Then he said after the season, wasn't that tough?
Yeah. Like that's the part that kind of was like, oh, not only is this guy like really smart offensively, but he's kind of one of these badass tough coaches
exactly
too.
Right. I mean, the game is rooted in the run game, so that just tells you right there. He's. I go back to this ain't band camp. And we're not handing out little blue ribbons for you played the trumpet real nice today. Good job. No, people's asses are on the line. They're going to get fired. People's success adds to their contracts. You get an All-Pro. You make a $2 million bonus. Whatever. So it's big business that way and tough sledding. And yeah, I think he brings a toughness to the football team that. Again, you take most coaches or the teams, they adopt the personality of the coach. And I think you saw that with the Chicago Bears this year. And I think if you went around to the good teams in football compared to the middle of the road or down the bottom teams, you'd go, whoa, man, the 49ers are crazy physical in practice. Oh, whoa, damn, the Patriots. I mean, Vrabel's hitting out there. He's actually hitting, like he's hitting people, right? So I think there's part of that rubs off on the culture of your football team.
Who are you more, from watching at the end of the year and watching the two rookies evolve, who are you more excited to see kind of break out to the national stage? Colston Loveland or Luther Bird?
Oh, I know. You guys got such a good young nucleus. And that's where you guys are scary in that you're going to be here for a while and you get some money to spend on the defensive side of the ball and get some playmakers there. I'm interested to see what happens with DJ Moore because really you only have so many assets and so much money. And that seems like an overabundance. Right? I was one that was kind of like the trade deadline. I would have thought about trading DJ Moore. But I would think he's trade bait here in the offseason because, again, you got Luther Bird, you got Colston Loveland, you got Colt Kmet, right? I mean, that's damn good. You got a Dunze. So you look at it from that, and I just go, wow, it's an incredible young nucleus. And if you made I like Luther Burden, of course. I mean, just the sexiness of his big playability, but that's no slight on Colston Loveland. He's special, and Ben knows how to orchestrate passing plays around the tight end, which is special too.
Best thing about being around Mike Florio every day is
when I get to leave him right after, right at the end there. I'm like, oh, good, it's that last 2 minutes. No, Florio is, we're smart in different ways. He's very into the nuance of the league and what's going on, and behind the scenes at 345 Park, or I heard this from some coach or GM, and I'm a little bit more of the X's and O's ball guy, and that's where we match up and hopefully make a pretty good team.
You do a phenomenal job.
Thanks, man.
Big week. You guys got the Super Bowl on NBC. A lot of extra coverage this week.
A lot of extra everything for me this week. Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Thanks, man. I
Appreciate you.
Always good seeing you guys. Thanks.
Hey, whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. There you go. Get involved. New customers, you get
$5.
No, new customers get $200 in
when
bonus.
you bet just $5.
Win or
deposit
lose.
10.
You got to
Then you bet
10.
5, and then you get 200.
That's right. That's exactly right. The playoff season is here. You want to bet on the Super Bowl? Do it with Bet365. $200 in bonus bets when you bet that $5 win or lose. Put it on the Seahawks. Sign up. Use the code CHGO365. And that's how you get your $200 in bonus bets when you deposit 10, place a bet for 5. The bonus bets can be used on spreads, on totals, on player props. Go Jackson Smith and Jigba. He was the man. Futures and more. Whatever the moment. Never ordinary at Bet365. You do have to be 21 or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
In-app only.
Very good.
Yeah, I got you.
And new vehicles are in store at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This is your chance to score a great deal at the Auto Show sales event, Ray CDJR on Route 12. That's where I got my Jeep Grand Cherokee.
It's a nice one, too.
It's really nice.
I love that car. I miss it right now. Our rental this week, not quite to the same
Not the
standard.
Grand Cherokee.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to actually go visit Ray next week, I think. Again, that's on Route 12. You can choose from their huge inventory of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram vehicles. Right now, 0% financing for 72 months. That's the best deal you can get, pretty much. New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram models. You get that for all of them. And you can always shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000 at Ray CDJR. Plus, they give you the raised price promise. That means the prices you hear on this show are the prices that you pay when you go in there. And don't miss out on the Auto Show sales event. That's coming up here for huge savings on new models. For more information, visit Ray CDJR on Route 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. All right, back here on CHGO Bears. And we get an awesome guest here.
Football
Carmen
royalty.
V.
We had to upgrade. Florio's not around. We go Carmen V. That was the greatest
I
trait.
I was told that I was going to get kicked off the set.
That's not true.
Well,
That's not
Florio
true.
came,
It isn't?
So now I know where your priorities are, guys.
We all might get kicked off, so.
What kind of friend is this guy? Oh my gosh.
Listen, we did the greatest Bears After Dark show in the history of this network.
Okay,
you
okay.
are doing whatever you're doing.
You're not going to put me in a corner to hate on Carmen V. She is amazing.
She is.
You, on the other hand.
Fox Sports, The Score, national, local, every which way.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you better
It's
show.
good to see you guys.
It's always good to see you. And we just came out of an interview with Chris Sims, who we talk to annually here, and he's been kind of, going through the quarterback roller coaster, right?
Sure.
But was just raising Caleb Williams throughout that interview, basically being like you can't take anything off the table next year in terms of what could happen. What is your response? I mean, he literally threw out MVP, which is the most kind of a predictable storyline to emerge this offseason.
Sure.
I asked the question. I said MVP, and then he followed along.
But he was basically like, no,
yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if he led the league in passing and touchdowns and was an MVP candidate.
I mean, if you would have said that before this season, I would have been like, let's pump the brakes, guys. I spent all offseason, ask anyone, being like, hey, guys, this might not work right away, but we need to have patience and this, that, the other. Boy, was I wrong. It just worked out, and you saw progress every single week. And I think the biggest thing to me that gives me optimism going forward, and that maybe Caleb Williams does end up being MVP or leading the league in passing, is his relationship with Ben Johnson and how much that's evolved. I mean, we talked about it earlier in the season, training camp. Caleb talked about it, saying like, I didn't know that if Ben even liked me. And you could pick up on that even from an outsider perspective, but I think it's just because Ben is so intense. But he's that guy when you first meet him, and he's that guy if you've known him for 6 months. That doesn't change, but I think in the beginning it's hard to kind of understand that comes from a place of love and wanting you to grow.
I think one of the things I appreciate most about your coverage is how you really dive into offensive line play. I just think, and I think you really, find ways to get intertwined in what the nuance of that aspect of the game is. So honestly, I truly appreciate that part of your coverage, and I'm just curious from your standpoint on seeing that with the Bears, the evolution from Caleb's rookie year, 68 sacks. Not all sacks are created equal, so they're not on O-line, but they get it down to 24 this year. And he also had the longest time to throw of any quarterback since 2012, I believe.
Yes.
And it's pretty remarkable. A lot of that, some of it's a Caleb Williams stat, but a lot of it's also an offensive line stat as well.
Honestly, that was what made me so optimistic this year, was because bringing Ben Johnson in, and I knew this from his days in Detroit, he prioritizes the offensive line, and I think that that's the only way to really build an offense, or at least a sustainable one. So when they went all in on the interior in particular, I was so incredibly excited about it, because I was like, this is what's going to allow Caleb Williams to develop. This is what's going to allow him to improve. And then not to mention getting a center like Drew Dalman. I mean, we can go on and on about Joe Thuney, and I think he deserves the Protector of the Year award, which I'm so excited is an award this year. But what I think was made me the most optimistic about everything was Drew Dalman being the center, because here's a guy that's extraordinarily intelligent, son of a coach, went to Stanford, all of that. He can take things off of Caleb Williams' plate. And he can be the one to say, all right, here, this is where the pressure's coming from. This is the Mike linebacker. And help Caleb Williams through some of that pre-snap process, which is something that can't be overstated as to how important and crucial it is for a young quarterback to develop. I think the pairing of a young quarterback, it needs to be with a veteran center that knows what he's looking at, and it can pay dividends.
Well, if it were you, tough offseason, because Ozzie Trapillo has a terrible injury to end the year. Probably isn't going to be available all of next season. You almost, as an organization, have to operate that way.
Right.
So what do? Like, if it were you, are you getting a one-year veteran left tackle to hold over until Ozzie can come back, see what you have in him? Or are you using your 25th pick in the first round and drafting a left tackle and just stacking the deck in that regard?
It's interesting because anybody, I think, any team would be happy with 4 of their 5 guys being like all Pro Bowl caliber players, right? And then you're like, all right, there's very few lines that have 5 guys that are like that. So from an investment standpoint, I think that you still, especially with a 25th pick, you have to look at who's available at that point. And does it make sense to take a tackle? I think at some point this draft, they will take one, but I think, for instance, I think edge is a bigger need and I think that that's someone that maybe you want to be homegrown, unless you're going to go out and get real creative with the cap and try to go after someone like Trey Hendrickson or a veteran guy like that.
Yep.
So I do think that there's a market for them to go for a veteran guy too, to hold them over with Ozzie Trapillo, because it's very clear that Ben Johnson believes in Ozzie Trapillo, right? And that's coaching staff believes in him, and it's just a matter of the injury at this point. So I think you can you have a little bit more flexibility there, because 4 of your 5 guys are so incredibly solid that I think you take what's the best available at that spot.
Well, and it's interesting because I think you got to look at the team building philosophy with what resources are going to be available. I remember talking to Dan Roshar about this back last summer when we first got to talk to him about the idea of building the line inside out.
Yeah.
Because I've always believed in that. But the money says it's outside in.
Sure.
Right, usually. But the Bears came in and they were like, look, we're going to trade for Joe Thuney, extend him. We're going to spend for the highest priced center that's out there in this free agency cycle, and Drew Dalman. They traded for Jonah Jackson and reworked his contract too. Yeah. And now Darnell Wright is up for an extension going into year 4, and that's somebody you're probably going to want to take care of. And so to me, I look at that building inside out and all the resources they've already put in the other spots, and that tells me it's a draft pick. It's got to be a draft pick. It might not even be a first or second round pick.
Right.
And then you try to find somebody probably on the street, maybe even not even until the summer. Like you're talking about 3rd, 4th wave of free agency. I always remember the Bears signed Jason Peters in August.
I was going to say, bring him back.
You know, somebody like that, if it's not working out with the younger guys, I would be shocked if they kind of go all in and trying to find a left tackle.
I don't think they're going to do that either, for all the reasons you just said. And again, when you have 4 of the 5, it just allows you flexibility to kind of figure it out and maybe address some other more pertinent needs. I think that pushes the offensive line need just a little bit down when you're talking about what this team needs right now to win and improve next year.
Let's do a new segment that I just came up with, it's called the Carmi v. Big Swing. The Carmi v. Big Swing.
Oh boy, okay.
Ready? Now, this is your biggest prediction of what will happen in this Bears offseason. Trade DJ, trade Montez, do something, get rid of both TJ and Tremaine. A million options here for you. to cut. I was listening today. People think they're going to cut DeAndre Swift and try to save $7.4 million there to open up that space. I'm not saying that I agree with that. Actually, I'm saying I don't agree with that, but it's a possibility.
No, I don't think I agree with that.
Anything popped to mind? That your biggest guess, big swing, Carmi V, first ever time on CHGO Bears.
Honestly, I really do think that they're going to look at trading DJ. Again, when you talk about trying to get creative with the cap, and maybe it's Montez, maybe there's like, it's not just DJ, maybe it is Montez and DJ. You have to address, first of all, wide receiver you have a surplus at that spot, right? So you can afford to get rid of someone there, to offload a contract there, and save some money that way. With Montez Sweat, if there's a way for you to save money there too, I think all of this is on the table because of the fact that you're going to need to get creative in order to, if you are going to try to take a big swing at an edge rusher, which I wouldn't put past Ryan Poles at this point. I don't see DeAndre Swift going anywhere just because of Ben Johnson's philosophy. He talked about the offensive line, you talk about the philosophy of the run game and how this offense only works with a variety in that offensive backfield. I mean, that's why this work between Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift is because their skill sets complement each other so well, and that gave this offense a backbone to allow Caleb Williams to develop.
I'll give one other Carm theory that I cannot prove and could be dead wrong, but just putting it out there as just a thought. The way that it went with Ozzie Trapillo this year, demoted, backup right tackle, kind of out of the picture. Then he rises back up to left tackle because Braxton Jones, in essence, just dies, and Theo Benedict doesn't.
He's alive.
He is, but he'll be elsewhere. And Theo Benedict doesn't completely own it. So
on Earth, though.
Yeah, yes, dies in Bears
on
football sense.
Not in heaven.
Yeah. So Ozzie got a chance to play. He's not in heaven. Ozzie got a chance to play Carmi V. You'll stay with me here.
Yeah,
but
okay, I'm trying.
And so it sort of validated the draft pick. Like, Brian doesn't look bad, but I think you also know.
Are you trying to say they'll develop another young lineman?
I'm saying that they weren't exactly thrilled with Ozzie. It gives them a very easy off-ramp to go out and fill it. That's what I'm saying.
You have 50 seconds to answer this ridiculous question before we take a break.
Please translate what Carm just said.
Yeah, I don't know that I can, but at the same time, I mean, I think Ben Johnson, there was a little bit of disappointment that no one went out there and won that spot, right? Like, he wanted that. And so I think that leaves the door open, but you also have to think about how Ben Johnson thinks about offensive linemen, which is it's not just the starting 5. It's the starting 6, 7. How many times do we see that jumbo package come out there to kickstart whatever, or if it was a matchup or whatever? Like, there was a ton of instances where, and the more creative Ben Johnson gets, the more involved offensive linemen are going to be in some ways that you don't expect it. So I absolutely think they're going to keep adding to the offensive line. And it maybe not just because they're disappointed or whatever in Ozzie, but just because that's Ben Johnson's philosophy, is to keep retooling as well. You saw it in Detroit.
All right, we're going to be back here in 2 minutes. Might have Mike Florio. We might make Carmi V stay for the rest of the week. You never know. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Shut up, Carmen. Want to give a shout out to one of my favorite sponsors.
Yeah.
They're all my favorites, but one of my favorites is, of course, Branded Bills.
Branded Bills.
Got my Purdue Branded Bills hats looking fresh. And it's whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and style. If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, like the Hogan Jahns brand, they've got Branded Bills hats.
Yeah, we do.
They have you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel that you need. They have partnership with over 40 different colleges, including 10 Big Ten schools. We love the Big Ten, right, Mark Carman?
We do.
Adam Hoge. Nothing better than the Big Ten. They
That's
got
right.
Ohio State, Minnesota, Illinois, IU, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan State, Penn State, Purdue.
They also got Wisconsin.
They got Wisconsin. So head to
Northwestern.
Head to BrandonBills.com and use code BBCHGO for 15% off your first order.
And shout out to our friends at the Upside app, the free Upside app. It allows you to get your money back on gas, on groceries, on dining. It's the three things that are draining your wallet if you ever open it
Absolutely.
up, which Greg actually does. I'll give him credit on that one. There are over 100,000 participating locations, cashback opportunities, literally everywhere. If I went on the Upside app right now, I could find a million places right around here in San Francisco that I could get money back on. You will earn three times, Gregory, more cash back with Upside than with
Love
other.
cash back.
Everybody loves it. So Upside is giving $1 billion back to its users. Find out how much you could earn. Download the free Upside app. Use the promo code CHGO, and you get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. Use the promo code CHGO. Yeah, okay, no, here, I got it. All right.
No, you
we're
don't.
on. Well, come on in, Mike. All right, here we go. We're live.
That's okay.
Right.
It's YouTube.
Yeah. You're fine. You can say anything you want. Literally anything you want is anything you want. I just want to make sure you knew. That's all. Language is good. Any language.
I do lots of language.
Profanity, not profanity.
This guy is so good at his job. I was packed up, and I was ready to go. I broke your.
She'll,
all right.
Allie will.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, good.
So anyway,
Florio.
he persuaded me. He begged me. He pleaded with me.
We've always wondered
he
how he
paid
does this.
me to come over here. I was ready to go. I got my coat on to the extent this counts as a coat. I had my backpack on. It's a very bougie Ralph Lauren bag that my wife bought me. And I said, fine, I'll fucking do it. So, hello.
Good job, Greg.
Yeah, we did it.
And it's been a long day. Listen, it's been a long day.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm tired and I'm sleep deprived. So I'm gonna be spicier than usual.
He's even
Somebody help
he's
Florio.
even getting our.
I just want to
mic
get this right. I want to
situated.
get this
Dude,
right
he's-
here. I'm
he's a
working on
professional.
this. Here we
No,
go.
but
We got to get this
We
all.
appreciate
All right, go
Mike
ahead.
as always. Yeah, I mean, Mike Florio, Pro
just needs to come
Football
up a little
Talk. Talked to Chris Sims yesterday. You guys have both been so gracious with your time. So we won't try to take too much of yours up before you head out of
The
here.
goats.
The goats.
The goats.
The goats.
What do you think of that?
I'll start with this because we come here every year. We get different.
Whose basement did you guys steal this shit out of?
I think Wayfair.
Yeah, Wayfair. Yeah.
Listen, this is not pro football talk.
You
but
guys have upgraded from table and chairs
You see,
to-
you're noticing.
to
You're noticing.
yeah,
Is it an
furniture
upgrade?
out of Bernie's basement.
It's good, better, best. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
we're
good.
trying to do here. There is an IKEA that we parked at today, so if you need anything, just go a couple blocks. You can put your furniture together by yourself. We like, you know, you sense these local markets that come here every year, the storylines and how the NFL world kind of looks at the team that you're covering. So we're obviously covering the Bears here. It's a different vibe this year with the amount of respect that I feel like Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams have earned this season. On the national level, the conversations that you have about Chicago and the Bears, how would you say that has transformed over the last couple of years?
Well, when we look at what happened in the year with Matt Eberflus, the disappointing season, 5-12, and then he gets fired, they targeted the guy they wanted. They got a guy who was in demand. Tom Brady wanted to hire Ben Johnson. You know, you always want to hire a guy who's got options, because when he chooses your place, that's an indication and a validation that something positive is going on. Caleb Williams is special. There's so many throws he made this year that are just eye-popping, whether it's in the playoffs or whether it's the 47-yard piss missile he threw to Colston Loveland against the 49ers on that Sunday night, where it was just like a cobra strike. And he's 50 yards away, and that thing is in his hands like that. So he's special. Johnson's special. Year 2 of the system. And one thing I always preach, when you got a franchise quarterback you want to get the most out of, you want to have an offensive coach who is going to be there, who isn't going to get hired away to be the head coach somewhere else. So you have continuity from year 1 to year 2, year 2 to year 3, year 3 to year 4. The relationship grows and builds and develops. You get better and better. The future is bright for the Chicago Bears. It sucks that they didn't make it to the NFC Championship. I thought they were going to win that game, and who knows what would have happened against the Seattle Seahawks. But the future is bright, and they're going to be in the mix next year. They just got to address some of these other areas on the team. Pass rush could be improved, but yeah, and it's great to see them thriving with offense, not defense, because when the Bears have been good in recent years, especially dating all the way back to '85, it's been driven by the defense.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, a lot was made at the end of the year, and the Bears' final win was the handshake between Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur. And then Sean McVay, who obviously has ties with Matt LaFleur, then goes on to beat Ben that next week. How much does it matter if Ben is liked amongst the rest of the National Football League?
It doesn't matter to us. Here's who it matters to. It matters to Ben. The reason why his attitude, and we love it as fans, one thing that drives fans crazy is when the Packers and the Bears play, and after the game, they're out there, buddy, right? Now, that's a product of the last 30
swaps.
years.
Yeah.
Pre-free agency, teams came together, they stayed together, and there was true animosity that built up year after year. Because as players, you don't eventually become teammates with these guys. You don't have a broader base of relationships. It's just us against the world, especially when it's our arch rivals. But for coaches, it's always been that way. Because when you get fired here,
Right.
you're going to be looking for a job somewhere else. And you've got a network of friends, former associates, somebody you know here, there. Look at how Matt Nagy, the former Bears coach, I think Andy Reid ended up being the matchmaker between Nagy and John Harbaugh. They've never worked together before. But Nagy's got 14 years with Reid. Harbaugh's got 10 years with Reid. All of a sudden, Nagy's the offensive coordinator of the New York Giants. So it's about maintaining that network where in any given year, you're going to take off your polo shirt with your colors and your logo, and you're going to put on a new one. And it's about having a job. It's not about, I grew up a Bears fan. I grew up a Steelers fan. No, it doesn't matter. What matters there is you go where the job is. So what makes what Ben is doing so rare and ballsy, frankly, is he's pissing on the potential network of potential jobs he's going to need if and when he ever gets fired by the Bears. And it speaks to his confidence that, you know what, I'm going to be a head coach here as long as I want to be, and if I get fired, I'll go be a head coach somewhere else. I'm not going to need to call Matt LaFleur and ask for a job.
So, yeah, it is interesting. I thought it was, so Sean McVay then starts getting asked questions the week before the NFC Championship game, leading up to that game. Basically, how much does it matter that, LaFleur's one of his good buddies? Are you buying it or selling the idea that could actually spill over from one team to the other just because of the McVay coaching tree?
I don't know that it spills over, but I would assume that Matt LaFleur spent some of his own time that week helping them come up with things, ideas, feedback. I mean, they had just played the Bears.
Yeah.
They had just played the Bears. I'll do anything I can to help you beat those dirty, no good, Ben Johnson, yada, yada, bleepity bleep. So I think that's where it becomes a practical impediment. You give Matt LaFleur motivation to spend time that week trying to help the Bears lose to the Rams.
Your contacts around the league are super deep. Are you hearing anything along the lines that the Bears organization is run differently now, that it's a much more, put together professional organization?
Well, I look at it this way. I usually only hear when things are going badly. So if I'm not hearing anything, then it must be doing okay. And it's hard to knock the Bears right now, given what they did. The proof is in the pudding, man. And, it's hard to say anything or think anything or come up with any critique of the Bears right now. Yeah, look, they need to get the stadium worked out, and they do have some roster issues they need to deal with, but when you got the quarterback and you got the head coach, you've laid the foundation to be a relevant, competitive team for years to come.
Do you actually think that can you actually picture them in Indiana?
Well, yeah, I can. Could you have pictured the Chiefs moving from Missouri to Kansas?
Well, the only reason I asked
Follow the money, man. Follow the money.
Yeah, the only reason I asked that is with you knowing different owners around the league. I only have gotten to know, not personally, but through the years of understanding George McCaskey. He is so much like a fan, that's definitely how he puts himself out there. Are other owners like that? Because, to me, that's the one kind of hard for me to get over that threshold of believing George McCaskey, who holds such a sentimental value to this organization, that he'd be willing to move him out of Illinois.
If they're going to leave Soldier Field, then why wouldn't they cross the border to Indiana? I think leaving Soldier Field is a far bigger step than picking Indiana over Arlington Heights. That's what I think. I think the big move is leaving. It's funny, they had a tweet I think the week after the Packers game with an overhead shot of the stadium at night and how beautiful it is, like you guys are trying to leave.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me how beautiful this place is that you're trying to leave for a domed stadium. So I just think that once you accept the position that they're going to leave Soldier Field, Indiana, Illinois, as long as it's driving distance for the fans, I mean, they're never going to leave Chicago, but if they can cross the border and get a better deal, and that's what it all comes down to, what state is in position to cough up more free money to give the team what they want.
The biggest reason in your mind that Belichick did not get in on the first ballot was?
The biggest reason, not enough people like him. And I've heard some of the voters say it's ridiculous to think that people didn't vote for him because he was mean to the media or whatever, or, you know, there's some people who think because he's dating a girl young enough to be his granddaughter, they disapprove of that. Here's what it all comes down to. Anytime we are in a position to exercise discretion about someone, one of the most fundamental questions is, do we like them or do we not like them? Yeah. And are we able to set aside our feelings and make a rational decision? But what happens is, if we don't like them, then all of a sudden Spygate's a big deal. Then all of a sudden his record without Tom Brady is a big deal. And anything else you can pick at is a big deal. If you do like him, oh, Spygate's no big deal. Oh, it doesn't matter that he is dramatically different without Tom Brady. And so, do you like him, do you not like him? And I think there's enough people that didn't like him that overcame the fact that he objectively should be a Hall of Famer. If you give me that menu of 5 options, Belichick, Robert Kraft, L.C. Greenwood, Ken Anderson, Roger Craig, if you only give me one, it's Belichick. The idea that at least 40 of those voters didn't vote for Belichick is an embarrassment to the Hall. It reflects poorly on the NFL. Yesterday, Roger Goodell was trying to say, we don't control the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's on the board of directors. Like 6 owners are on the board of directors. You could control it if you wanted to, and maybe you should. Maybe there needs to be like one step before they vote. Like, hey folks, we're not going to fuck this up, right? We're getting Bill Belichick in the Hall of Fame. Sorry. We're getting Bill Belichick in the... Sorry, London, as we sound on PFT Live. We're getting Bill Belichick in the Hall of Fame.
So Ben's not getting first ballot Hall of Fame. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I am more on the side of, you're either in the Hall of Fame or you're not in the Hall of Fame. I get that there's a process sometimes and guys don't get in right away. But do you subscribe to this idea that, like, some of these voters just think he'll get it in the second year just because we gotta hold Spygate against them a little bit, because I don't really believe in that.
Or whether it's, Vahe Gregorian of the Kansas City Star explained his position that the 3 senior candidates, Anderson, Craig, and Greenwood, like, this is their last chance because they go back to the lab and they come up with a new crop of senior nominees next year, so they may not even be in a position to do it again. So let's vote for them because Belichick's going to get in next year anyway. And it's nothing against Belichick. It's just we want to help these guys get in. The whole process is bad. They need to tear it down and rebuild it. The NFL needs to take control over it. If the NFL is going to say we don't run it, well, you should run it, because somebody needs to be responsible for the shit show that is Bill Belichick not getting in. That's an embarrassment to everyone associated with the game that Bill Belichick didn't get in on the first try.
So if we'll let you get out of here and we appreciate the time, Mike. I'm just curious, like, when you go back to 2007 and Spygate happened, like, what were you saying at the time? Like, does this guy still belong in the NFL? If you're like blatantly cheating with intent, placing video cameras to try to win games, I mean, if I was anybody else in the league, I'd want to kill the guy.
Well, you know what I said back then? I said, well, he was stupid that he got caught because Eric Mangini warned him to not do it, because Mangini knew he did it because he did it when Mangini was in New England. And the hubris and the arrogance is what brought down the Spygate scam. I don't know how helpful any of it was, but they did it. And you know what? Newsflash, plenty of teams cheat. And the whole cheating thing drags down Belichick, because what happened was, as the Patriots continued to win championships, when owners would drag their coaches into the office for meetings that included questions like, why can't you beat the Patriots? The answer was, they cheat. Everybody cheats. Some cheat better than others, and some get away with it, and some are dumb enough to get caught. And Belichick was dumb enough to get caught. On Spygate. With Deflategate, that's a different story altogether, and that didn't stick to Belichick. But it's Belichick's own fault that he got caught with Spygate.
This is the final thing, because you talked about bad processes with the Hall of Fame. and this is something Bears fans have been talking about for the last week. It's kind of trivial, but it is something of note, and that is, you see Ian Cunningham go over from assistant general manager from the Bears to general manager of the Atlanta Falcons, and the Bears don't get 2 third-round compensatory picks for that because of the literature on what his actual designation and responsibilities are there. To kind of put it all together, there's been a lot of openings, whether it's OC, head coach, or GM this year, and very few minority candidates getting those positions. So is this process broken in the NFL? Because it's like 2 ways. Minority candidates still aren't getting, I feel like, enough of the jobs that are open, but then also if they have this process of awarding teams that are helping candidates move up the ladder and then not giving the Bears, it's setting a precedent for other teams to try to mess with this and change titles to keep other teams from getting picks, or is that a stretch?
That's an unfortunate reality of a process that means well. I knew there were going to be issues when they started giving out compensatory draft picks for anything related to the Rooney Rule. At first, they were going to give the compensatory draft picks to the teams that hired a minority coach or GM, but then there was a pushback from the candidates saying, no, that makes it look like the only reason we got the job is because somebody wanted a couple of free compensatory draft picks. The fundamental problem with the Rooney Rule and NFL hiring practices is a complete and total lack of accountability when it comes to the chronic failures of the teams, individually and collectively, to engage in hiring practices that properly reflect the demographics of the players and the coaches who are available. The numbers speak for themselves. Torrey Vincent, the NFL's executive VP of football operations, said 5-6 years ago, and it became a lengthy quote in the Brian Flores lawsuit that was filed 4 years ago on Sunday, the NFL has a historical problem. There is a double standard. The numbers are clearly off. But until there's accountability, until there's governmental oversight, fan backlash, litigation that doesn't get caught up in the court system for 4 years because the NFL spends time and money trying to force the case into the secret rigged kangaroo court of arbitration instead of just going to court and defending itself and accepting a bad outcome if that's what's required. There are roadblocks to accountability, and until there's accountability, until someone has to, it's like anything else with your business, right? If something you're doing costs you money or keeps you from making money, you change it. If we're not making as much money as we want because our product needs to be improved in this way, we improve the product. If we've got some issue with, there's a hole out in the parking lot and people are falling into it and breaking their legs and we're getting sued, you know what we're going to do? We're going to fix the damn hole. So until they have to start writing checks for breaking the relevant state, federal, and if applicable local laws when it comes to fair and proper hiring practices, until they're forced to do it, they ain't going to change a damn thing. That's the problem, the lack of accountability.
So Mike, you told us you were going to be spicy, and I'm pleased. It's only Tuesday, but I'm pleased to
spicy
report
meatball
that you definitely lead the week in colorful language so far, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
Who's getting in the fight at the combine? That's what we got to figure out.
Me.
Here. All right.
I just got to figure out who's asking me to kick.
be?
I'm trying to figure out which of you three I could fuck up.
No.
Well, it's pretty easy.
I do fight dirty, though.
That's cool. And listen, I'm here to tell you, when you go down the road you just went down, I'm like Florio for president. So don't pick me because I'll elevate you. We need that.
Threatened.
I'm
You
serious.
curl up in a ball like that so fast.
Mike will lay it out in a fair and equitable way that very few people do. It's what I appreciate most about your content.
All right, you're off the hook.
Thank you.
It's going to be one of these two. I'll
Right
figure it out
here.
by Indy. We got a few
Yeah,
weeks.
we got a few weeks.
I'm going to go back to the gym.
Thanks for your time, Mike. We appreciate
Take some roids.
Should we, Steven? Well, okay, we'll figure it out.
Thank you, Mike Florio. Always appreciate it.
We got. We have no timeouts to take here. I don't know how much time we have. How much time do we have, Steven? We have 8 minutes.
We have 8 minutes. No, it's all good. Appreciate it.
Dude, you're the man. You're the man. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
So where do we go with this? Because I know he wants to do more Valus content. Do we talk about
I think
the
Valus is
tree?
going to be a great
Do we talk
VOD
about
on the YouTube
the skill
channel.
saw? There's been a lot of people
we got to
in
pay
the
off the saw thing, and that's what we got to do. We got to tell the story.
He's kidding in the other chair. You think you're a big guest? You think you're What do you think you are? Big brothers, big sisters, big guest?
I wanted to just see what it's like on this side. I had enough of you.
Well, he is actually a big brother.
That's true.
Go get Diana Rossini. Right now,
we
get
only
up.
got 8 minutes. I mean,
That's
but
fine.
go ahead. Talk about the skill saw.
Yeah.
All right. I can't do the Braggs sawing story without Braggs here.
I could tell another story if you'd like.
No. I think.
This.
Oh yeah, okay. So we kept the JSN bit going. Let's do that, and then we'll wrap up the show.
I could set this up. So, of course, you know we've had many legendary moments here at CHS. It's what did I just say?
Wow, and you're fired.
Yeah, at CHGO Bears. I don't know where my head is. Thank you very much. yeah. I just go. Here comes Diana Rossini, by the way, and going the other way. Okay.
She's going to be on Hoge and Jahns on Thursday anyway.
Yeah, of course she is. So, at any rate, the point is that Jackson Smith and Jigba gave us our greatest moment ever right here at the Super Bowl with Bounty, and so he had his own table last night. So I went up to him, and I wanted to relive the moment of, is this live? So this was the moment. In the herd with 40 other people, I barreled my way through everybody to do this. JSN, is this live?
What's up, man? What's up?
Good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Talk about from the end of your rookie year, that position to getting to where you've gotten to today.
Man, like I said, opportunities and a lot of hard work, and not just myself being ready for the moment and preparing, but Cooper Kupp, Rashid, Sam Darnold, of course, our defense getting us the ball back. There's a lot that accumulates to my success, so I just appreciate that.
Good to see you. I'm rooting for that guy to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. MVP.
I just think it's a funny bit, and I love that he's in on it. And it's awesome that he's now playing in the Super Bowl, because we talked to him 2 years where he wasn't playing. He was just here with Bounty, our friends. By the way, I snuck in some wings while we were playing the Chris Sims interview earlier, so I'm well fed. But I love that he's in on the bit, and he recognizes you. And I think you should all. So is this true that while you were waiting to get that question in, one of the other media members around you actually did the bit to you?
Right, so I'm standing there trying to weasel my way to the front because there was a lot of people wanting to talk to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And one guy, I'm just standing right next to me, and looks at me, he's like, is this live? And I'm like, my man, what's up, dude? Thanks.
That's fantastic.
And I am having weird moments here where apparently old man Carm people are coming up to me like, what's up, Carm? No idea who they are.
Well, that is a thing that happens at Radio Row. You start to develop these relationships with people who you don't remember their name, but you see them every year. And
but
so
you may or may not have drank all night with them at the media.
Right, that's my point. Like, you know them, you say hi to them, you talk to them again for like 10 minutes, and then they walk away and you're like, I have no idea what his name is.
Yeah, well, Jackson Smith and Jigba remembers us, so that's big.
Well, so let's pay off because people in the chat want to know what's the deal with the
Do we have the video?
Do we have the video.
Is it sound on, so do we need to play
set
it?
This up,
and then...
Yeah, so to set this up, last night, obviously, opening night of media night. This is much different. This is my third year here doing the Super Bowl. You go from Vegas, New Orleans, now this, and the organization is much different in each city. And then maybe it's a story because I know we got to get off here soon for another day, but we had to drive. The game's in Santa Clara. The convention's here in San Francisco. Opening night of media night is in San Jose because that's where the players are staying. It's an hour minimum from where we are right now. So there's a long drive there and back. Who cares? Whatever. But when we're coming back, we stop at In-N-Out Burger. It's a late night. We're all exhausted. It's been a long day. We pull up to the Airbnb, and the neighbors next door, it's 9:45 at night. We were told specifically by our Airbnb host to keep the noise down, which we have been adhering to.
Not because we were violating that, just because no noise after 9 o'clock.
Right, that's where we've been adhering to that.
And the neighbors out there saw you.
So we come next door and see next door as we're pulling up. This guy is letting his girlfriend or wife skill saw a tree. Like, I don't understand it. You're going to see the video here in a second, the tree that I'm describing. But he's letting his wife do this. And they don't understand that the skill saw, that the guard comes up as you saw. So the guy is trying to hold the guard up While the girl is hitting the trigger, they're both about to have their fingers cut off. So I just walked over there. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, can you help? I'm like, sure.
It's called Greg Braggs to the rescue.
We need 3 pieces. Why? They're like, because we're throwing it away. Okay, let's roll. So here's the video.
You know, you just never know what's going to happen at the Super Bowl. But so I'm the one who took that video.
Yeah, credit to Hoge. Hoge snapped into action and filmed it.
But I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was trying to be polite because I didn't want to laugh like in front of them. So I was trying to hold it in. The second I ended that video, which is why I didn't hold it all the way to the end, like the actual video, I just went back. I kind of slid right back into our garage and just started like crying laughing at how funny it was.
It was bizarre. I just didn't want them to get their hands cut off. They had no. First, they're using the wrong saw. I'm getting blasted on social media for using the wrong saw. I know it's the wrong saw.
No, this is why
bricklayers don't use saws. Only they use a brick saw, but they don't use saws for this very reason. But I could not watch and stand idly by while these two tried to figure this out.
Well, for comedic effect, it's much funnier if you just put the video out with no context, which is what we did. Which is why you got yelled at for using the wrong saw. But I am here to fully defend Greg Braggs because I think you saved a life last night.
At least a hand.
At least an arm or a finger, or a minimum a finger. Because I was right there with you. This might surprise people because I grew up a city boy, but we spent time on the lake, and I actually own my own chainsaw and know how to use it and cut firewood out at the lake every summer. So the second I saw this, let alone the bricklayer, I was like, oh my, I was appalled too. I was like, that is not how that's supposed to happen, and you are not doing that right.
Yeah.
And so, credit to Greg, he saved somebody's life last night. Don't yell at him for using the wrong saw. He was using the tools he could.
I just loved it. I was like, why? And they were like, because we need to throw it away. Just throw it across the street.
I told him.
Let one of the Waymos run it over.
That's what I said. Just put it in the middle of the road, let a Waymo run it over, and that'll be the end of it.
That's not safe either.
All right. Well, I think we got to wrap up here. We've got one super chat from Jonathan Otten, who is 2 days, today and tomorrow. $5 super chat.
Vote.
Tomorrow is the last day for voting. Finally. Thank you, everyone, and let's go Bears. Next stop, Super Bowl. See you soon, and bear the F down. Proud of you, Jonathan. You deserve it, as we've said many times. Served in the Navy. Great Bears fan, and he's out here now. Great dude. Huge supporter of what we do. And now let's return the favor and support him.
We're trying to get Jonathan on set on Thursday as he's flying in tomorrow, but since voting ends tomorrow, that means go vote right now. Don't wait for the last minute here. Get her done. Support our guy. Jonathan deserves it. Jonathan's a great dude.
Now I got to see when we leave here, I'm hunting down safety Evan Williams of the Packers, who's ducking and dodging us. I told him to come on the show today, and he was like, who are you with? And I said, we cover the Bears. He goes, why? I go, what do you mean, dude? Like, let's talk.
You said
rival.
why?
Yeah, I was like, let's
or
talk.
Or why do you cover them, or why would I come on that show?
Why would I come on the show? I go,
I thought he said,
let's talk
why
rivalry, dude. And he's like, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm like, dude, are you seriously ducking this because you lost in the playoffs? Come on, let's go. So I'm going to hunt down Evan Williams. We're getting him on for a stand-up. We're going to talk rivalry.
I think calling him out publicly is a great way to land that interview.
It's okay. He'll be okay. I bet he'd love to talk if they had beaten us in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it is okay to call him out publicly because he's not watching the show.
He's a Packer.
But
all right, we got to wrap up because there's other shows I got to use the set. We got an awesome team here at ALLCITY that are carrying us through the week. It is only Tuesday. We got a lot more coming up. Just getting started.
The redesign of the set looks amazing.
Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel because there's going to be some bonus stuff that we put on there separate from the show. I think like the Velus Jones interview that Carman had last night. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that like button. because there's going to be even more content. And make sure you're on all our social channels for great videos, because you don't know what Braggs might saw tonight. It might be Carm.
Honestly,
that'd be great.
Knowing Steven's serial killer tendencies, when he saw